You know, if the opposition is going to be effective in the coming months and years of the Trump regime, then I think it's going to be important to focus our outrage carefully, and particularly important not to make a mistake that mainstream Democrats, corporate Democrats, centrist Democrats seem to make all the time, and that's opposing the right people for the wrong reasons, or for reasons that reinforce things you may not want to reinforce. Now, I'm going to probably, a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, but I've got a couple examples here. One is the story that's come out that people are saying is a sign of Trump's horrible judgment, which is this supposed anti-terrorism raid in Yemen that went wrong. It was presented to him. It was delayed for various reasons by the Obama administration. Trump approved it. It worked out horribly. An 8-year-old girl was killed and so on. So I would be reluctant to hang a big chunk of the anti-Trump argument on this one case, because the fact is he didn't, they're saying he was overriding the generals and the military. Well, the generals and the military brought it to him, okay? So somebody wanted to do it. So it seems to me more like somebody that's got a beef with him brought that story to the press. At a minimum, we don't know all the details. So there's plenty to talk about with Trump without this. The other is the outrage over the national prayer breakfast. And I know I'll offend some people with this too, but I'm not a big fan of the national prayer breakfast. I think it's been a national exercise in hypocrisy for a long time. I think that I'm not against prayer, I'm not against religion, but it's a little too cozy combining government and religion for me in a country that's supposed to exercise freedom of religion. And I think the idea of being inappropriate at a national prayer breakfast is going to be one of the least horrible of the horrible things Trump will be doing. It's one of the least horrible of the many horrible things he's already done. So personally, I'm not getting all worked up about those two events. You know what I'm getting worked up about? I'm getting worked up about, if you want to talk about religion, the fact that, for example, Trump is refocusing our counter-extremism program so that it focuses solely on Islam. So, for example, what was once called the Countering Violent Extremism, or CVE program, is being changed to countering Islamic extremism they can't decide, or countering radical Islamic extremism, that it would no longer tolerate groups like white supremacists who have also carried out bombings and shootings in the United States. Lots of them killed a lot of police officers, killed citizens, bombed, there was Eric Rudolph. So in other words, and let us not forget Timothy McVeigh, who until 9/11 had committed the worst terrorist attack on U.S. soil in modern history. So all of a sudden, an entire category of terrorists is being excluded because of Trump's fanatical desire and Steve Bannon's fanatical desire to isolate one religious group. You want to get outraged about something, don't get outraged that Trump isn't behaving as other presidents, this fantasy that the president should be a genius general and a Christian pastor at the same time. Be outraged they're making us less safe and demonizing a minority.